Roll up for the greatest show on earth. Welcome to the Ringling Circus Museum, exhibiting the peak of the circus era, the 1920s. It features Howard's Model Circus, a lifetime's work. Stroll through the glorious crafted gardens, take in the sumptuous Cas d'Azan, the holiday treat with a stunning interior overlooking the ocean. Finally, it's on to the Art Museum to see John Ringling's wide taste in art. Hello. We're on our adventures again today, and we're at a place called the Ringling Museum.
Yes.
So what does this got? This has got a art museum, a circus museum.
Yes.
And
beautiful gardens, evidently.
Beautiful gardens and a very nice summer house. It's the summer vacation home of the Ringlings, who established one of the oldest cinemas, and they built an absolutely superb house, which was, I think it was 1926 when it was completed, and we're going to look around some sections of that as well. I think it's called something like Cas d'Azan. I'll correct that if I need to.
And the Ringling Museum is near Sarasota.
Yes. We've never ever been here.
Yeah, all the years we've been coming, and I've been coming here since my 20s, early 20s. I've never been to the Ringling, so this is a one-off for us. So we shall have a look with us and take some footage.
See what the day's like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. There's not a cloud in the sky. Actually, it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
So yeah, we'll see what we see.
It's a quick walk from the car park to get to the Ringling Museum itself, and we actually selected a pass which cost us $50 a piece with a slight discount for being senior citizens, and that got us into the Ringling Circus, it got us into the Art Museum, and it got us into the first floor at Cas d'Azan.
Those plants are nice, aren't they?
There's a museum shop in the foyer, but we decided we'd look at that later. So we went through the foyer and then into the gardens beyond.
To the big show main entrance. So this is I believe like a model of all the circus things that were in the circus at the time, so should be quite interesting. It's supposed to be fantastic, so we'll go and have a look.
There's a clown there in that doorway. She actually works here.
Right, we'll go and enjoy. Have fun. Thank you. It's nice that they've got people who work here now, and people. So the clowns, the third clown down, is somebody that works here now.
The absolute gigantic mural in the foyer was superb, as was the advertising literature that was on display. So this model is 3,800 square foot, and it depicts basically the tented circus at its golden age, which was between 1919 and 1938. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, imagine how long it took him to do all this.
Did he make it himself?
Yeah.
Did he not have anybody helping him?
No, one man made all of this over about, I think it was about 30 years.
Gosh, that's amazing. So each wagon was pulled from the railroad yard to the show's home for the day, the circus lot. They were carefully positioned on the lot to make working as efficient as possible. The wagons carried all of the equipment, furnishings, wardrobe and props for the show.
Yeah, and the cars.
Trees and
Yeah, it's fascinating. This is all about how they moved it all into position and moved it around the country.
Howard Brothers Circus was created by Howard Tizzle. It is an exact replica of the Ringling Circus at its heyday in the 1920s. Howard started modelling the circus at the age of 7, advancing his techniques as he went. When he was refused permission to use the Ringling name, Howard Brothers Circus was born. In the Circus Museum there are photographs that show the scenes he depicted in his model. Whilst he started at the age of 7, it wasn't until he was 20 that his hobby became his life mission. Although it continued throughout his life, he was still making changes and adding details until shortly before his death. The majority of the model was completed by the time he got to 40 years old. It then took another 18 years until 2004 that it was installed in the Ringling Museum. The installation itself took Howard a year to achieve. The level of detail, stories and humour that is inherent in the model is absolutely fantastic. Specific acts and events are shown. You really get a feeling that it is a moment in time, frozen. The American circus was significantly different to anything we had in the UK. The model depicts a massive logistics operation that supports a multitude of sideshows, main events, and a circus life of a significantly multifold size and scale more than we would have. These circuses must have been truly awesome to see and take in. As we went round, the lighting in the circus model changed. Sometimes it was reflecting daylight, and then other times it would reflect nighttime. Showed a real difference in the two operations. Next door to the Howard Circus was another set of rooms, and in those rooms you could see some of the memorabilia, the props and the costumes that were used.
It's incredible, isn't it?
yeah.
Detail in this is absolutely fantastic.
Going to try, hang on a minute Steve, walking the wire. Da, da, da. Not bad for a 65-year-old.
I did it. Gunther Gebel Williams was a prolific performer. He entertained something in the estimated 200 million, and this was one of the elephant blankets used for his farewell tour.
The detail and care that went into creating the costumes is fantastic. It's what a film star or a pop star would wear today.
This is Harold Ronk, known as the Singing Ringmaster.
Animal trainer, Charlie Borman. Unfortunately, it's out of order, so we can't. Would have liked to have done that. Never mind. Shoot it over into the net over there. Ah dear. You look quite good in that suit. You look quite good in that suit. I had to be the policeman because it's the only one that, I'm 5'4", didn't reach up to the other one.
We used the lift to get up to the second floor of the Ringling Museum, and then you could look down on some of the rooms that you'd seen before, including also the actual model, which you'll see later on. Upstairs there were models depicting the processions that would have been used to advertise the circus as it came into the town. These were not available downstairs, there just wasn't the room, but it was incredible to see.
Where we've just been downstairs.
In 2017, the Ringling Circus stopped its animal performances in the light of animal rights protests and also weakening audiences. Feld Entertainment, that owns the Ringling brand, is a major producer of arena and sports entertainment, and it continues to go on. There is also a travelling circus, the Ringling Circus, that is travelling today.
Over there they've got all the pictures up high of the originals that the model down below shows.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the big
Yeah.
tent there,
Yeah.
the other tents. It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
And here is a reproduction of Howard Tibble's workshop. Time we'd completed the Ringling Museum, we were both starving, so we went to the little restaurant opposite the museum store and shared a meal and a drink. Lovely.
Fantastic in there. I couldn't believe
Isn't
it.
that the little miniatures? Yeah, pretty
Absolutely.
interesting.
And we managed to catch a lift on one of the golf buggies that was just outside the museum store, which gave us a lift down to the Cadazan house.
So this is the house, absolutely beautiful. Look at it, amazing. Wouldn't mind this. It was right on the bay. Family swimming pool.
Weren't able to go straight into the house. We had to wait whilst one of the pre-arranged tours took place, and then we were straight in.
Oh, there's the graveyard where they're buried. John Ringling in the middle, Mabel Burton Ringling, and Ida Ringling. Oh, so they were all interned, it says, June the 4th, 1991.
we're doing the self-tour of the house, and there is the ability to download an audible guide so that you can hear it as you go round. And there's really good Wi-Fi here, by the way, all across the whole estate, and that's what we used in order to download the guides. This is a very opulent room, and one set in the times of the Roaring Twenties. It was actually completed in 1926 and has 56 rooms. For our ticket, we're just going to look at the rooms on the first floor. So this is the grand entrance. It's clear that this house was built and decorated to impress, and after it was built it became one of the social hubs in the Sarasota area. And this is the tap room, and I guess a few drinks were shared here. And the door in front of us is a lift if you don't want to use the stairs. The ceilings in this house are truly fantastic, and they're all different. You've got some wood ones, you've got this one that's glass, and next door there's a gold one with murals. What a ceiling. The ground floor, you've got these lovely stained glass windows in every single room. Really nice. Originally there would have been the Airlin organ here, which could either be a manual organ or could be played through paper rolls, predetermined music, and basically there were over 2,000 pipes that were housed in the organ chambers behind the walls on the mezzanine floor above. Absolutely incredible. It's gone off, unfortunately, to be renovated thanks to a $1.5 million grant.
Breakfast room, not anything in here. Removed for conservation. There's Pantry. I love an industrial looking stainless steel sink. And that, I'd love that in my kitchen now. I'd love that in my house now.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I love the way you know it. It's superb.
Beautiful. I'd love that now, today. I'd love that. And this is obviously the old fridge over here. Again, I'd have that in my kitchen today. Lovely.
Wow, that's some butler's bells there.
Kitchen pantry now. Yeah. Steve likes the fridge too.
So one gas stove and one electric.
The balcony right at the top there, Steve, wouldn't you?
I'd love a tour of this.
Would you?
Yeah.
Come back.
I'm not sure that $60.
Yeah. Back of this. Come on. I can just imagine myself coming up here in a yacht, getting out, up the stairs for a nice luncheon. Very nice.
This is fantastic. One of the best houses that I've ever been to. It's superb. Seen nothing like this. I mean, the workmanship that's gone into this, the design elements that have gone in are superb. Not exactly my taste, but there's bits that you can really appreciate. Very, very different. A lot of detail on the house. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely lovely, 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 lovely house.
Hello. So I'm sitting outside in the shade, waiting for Steve. He's doing some filming, and we got a buggy up here because it's quite a long. It's half a mile from where the circus bit is to the house here. So when you want to go back, you can walk it if you want, but it's really hot and it's half a mile. So and then you just ask the guide, and they get you the buggy to go back again. So it's all good. Beautiful place here, well worth coming. It cost us, as we're seniors, $66. But you've got the three main things. You've got the art exhibition, where the circus model is, which took John Ringling 50 years to do, and the house. So it's well worth it. And beautiful, beautiful gardens and beautiful views of the water. So it's well worth it. So I'm just waiting for Steve, and then we're going to go back. Do you like my hat? So I bought this hat in Tesco's over 20 years ago, about 25 years ago. And one day I know it's going to split and I won't be able to wear it anymore because I love this hat. It's about £3. 25 years ago. So I've had my money's worth, haven't I? Right, we're going to go to the art exhibition and we'll take you along there.
I mean, look at the work that's gone into making this wall. Absolutely superb.
A short distance from the Cadazan House and the Circus Museum, in fact actually opposite the car park where we parked, is the Ringling Museum of Art. It was established in 1927 on land reclaimed from the marshy area at Shell Beach, and that obviously involved dredging and filling before work on the building could commence. On our way over, we were able to take in more of the gardens as we travelled around in the golf buggy cart. The Museum of Art opened permanently in January 1932, a slight bit later than planned. It has a fantastic Renaissance style architecture and grounds that reflected John Ringling's admiration for the European art and culture. That Italian influence is so apparent, particularly in this large central courtyard with its ornate pillars and classical sculptures and fountains. Interesting place to build a wasp's nest. There are 21 galleries surrounding the central courtyard, and those house a varied and extensive collection of European paintings, Cypriot, Asian and American antiquities and contemporary art. The galleries are styled to reflect the art that is displayed, either complementing or in some cases contrasting. All in all, the collection consists of more than 10,000 objects, and that includes a significant variety of paintings, sculptures, drawings, prints, photographs and decorative arts from ancient through to contemporary periods from all over the world. Among the most celebrated items in the museum are the 16th and 20th century European paintings, and those include a world-renowned collection of paintings by Rubens. The variety, size and layout of the paintings in particular is fantastic, and it includes many instantly recognisable works. Upon his death in 1936, John Ringling willed his property and art collection, plus a $1.2 million endowment, to the people of the state of Florida. One instruction in the will was that the official name of the museum wasn't changed. That name was the John and Mabel Ringling Museum of Art. Ringling was almost bankrupt at his death, and there was a battle then between the state of Florida and his creditors over who owned what. Anyway, the Florida state finally prevailed, but that was in 1946. It is only in the last 20 years that the Museum of Art has had adequate funds to both maintain the museum and to protect its artwork. Up until the end of the 1990s, the state struggled to find adequate funding, and that meant to poor repair, impacting a number of the buildings and putting the artwork at risk. In the year 2000, the responsibility of the museum transferred to the Florida State University, and in 2002, significant investment, renovation and expansion took place as part of a 5-year plan to transform the museum at a cost of $175 million. That was funded both by the state and also via private funding. In 2013, the John and Mabel Ringling Museum of Art was renamed the Ringling. These days, the Ringling Museum is the official state art museum of Florida and part of the Ringling estate. It's the 16th largest museum in the United States. The museum is a significant cultural and educational resource for Florida and beyond. It attracts art enthusiasts, scholars and tourists. The museum's dedication to preserving and showcasing diverse collections makes it a cornerstone of cultural heritage in the region. And what do you think of the Ringling?
It's a superb day out, worth every penny. Absolutely lovely here. Really nice. The gardens are lovely. It's a tiring long day, I think.
Well, it is for us old folk.
It is for me. I mean, it's nearly 3:45. We've been here. What time did we get here? About 10 o'clock? Half past 10? So it's a long day, and we've been on the go all day. We did sit down for a little bite to eat, but yeah, it's a long old day. Oh look, Isn't he sweet? Got lots of fishes on his back, look.
We walked back from the Ringling Museum of Art back to the entrance foyer where we'd come in. As I said earlier in the vlog, I particularly wanted to have a look around the museum store and we would come back to it later, so here we are. The store was typical of many museum, art and design stores in that it sold a number of items that you wouldn't find anywhere else, and it also had other items that were more commonly available. It was a nice store to wander around, a little bit on the expensive side, and I didn't actually end up buying anything. Just on the left hand side as you go out of the entrance door is the Kotler-Colville glass pavilion. It's actually a single room with a rotating set of glass sculptures for the display. Very nice, some nice items on display. It's free, completely free. There isn't a lot to see, but it's interesting.